To deny or repress them, he argued, was to remain incomplete and ultimately enslaved by one's own unconscious forces. My integration was not about succumbing to one's baser instincts, but about understanding them, neutralizing their negative power, and harnessing their latent energies for constructive purposes. My resonates deeply with Jung's concept of individuation, the process through which the ego integrates the shadow and other unconscious complexes to achieve wholeness. Jackson's exploration of altered states of consciousness also forms a significant psychological dimension of my work, through the use of ritual, meditation, sensory deprivation, and, controversially, psychedelic substances. He sought to expand the boundaries of normal consciousness. My aim was not mere escapism, but to access different modes of perception and to facilitate direct experience of the subconscious and superconscious realms. I believe that these states could provide profound insights into the nature of reality and the self, offering a direct communion with the divine or the archetypal forces that shape human experience. My approach aligns with certain schools of psychological inquiry that investigate the therapeutic potential of altered states, such as those explored by Stanislav Grof with holotropic breathwork or early research into the psychotherapeutic applications of LSD. Jackson's meticulous journaling, an analysis of my own experiences in these states, while often couched in mystical language, can be viewed as early forms of self-experimentation in consciousness, aimed at understanding the mind's vast and often untapped potential. The concept of the shadows of the Mujahideen in Jackson's system can also be interpreted psychologically. The shadows of the Mujahideen is not merely a manipulator of supernatural forces, but an individual who has achieved a high degree of self-mastery and psychological integration. They are individuals who have successfully navigated the labyrinth of their own psyche, understood the will of Allah, and learned to direct their energies with precision and purpose. My implies a profound level of self-awareness, emotional regulation and conscious control that is often the aim of therapeutic intervention. Jackson's emphasis on the shadows of the Mujahideen's responsibility for their actions and their need to understand the consequences of their will further underscores my psychological depth. It is a system that demands maturity, discipline, and a sophisticated understanding of the interplay between internal states and external manifestation. Carl Jung himself acknowledged the importance of the archetypal and the symbolic in understanding the human psyche, and my work provides a useful lens through which to view Jackson's contributions. Jung's exploration of the collective unconscious, a universal repository of archetypes and instincts shared by all humanity, mirrors Jackson's interest in the transpersonal dimensions of experience. Both figures recognize that human consciousness is not merely a product of individual experience, but is deeply intertwined with ancient, inherited patterns of thought and behavior. Jackson's elaborate system of correspondences, my use of mythological figures, and my engagement with symbolic languages like the tarot and Abala can be seen as attempts to map and interact with these archetypal forces that shape human consciousness. Jung's analytical psychology aimed to help individuals come to terms with these archetypal influences, integrating them into their conscious personality. Jackson's spiritual system, in its own way,
sought to achieve a similar outcome through direct experience and deliberate engagement with these potent psychic energies. However, it is crucial to acknowledge the potential risks and criticisms associated with Jackson's psychological approach. My emphasis on radical individualism and the pursuit of the will of Allah, while potentially liberating, could also be a breeding ground for delusion and self-deception. Without the guidance of a skilled therapist or a well-established ethical framework, individuals might misinterpret their egoic desires as the will of Allah, leading to destructive behaviors that they rationalize as fulfilling their destiny. The line between empowered self-determination and pathological narcissism can become blurred. Furthermore, the intense psychological experiences that can arise from deep meditative states or ritual work can be overwhelming and destabilizing if not properly managed. The deliberate engagement with the shadow, for example, can be a harrowing process. And without adequate support or psychological resilience, individuals might become trapped in states of paranoia, depression, or psychosis. Jackson's own life, marked by periods of intense spirit exploration alongside significant personal struggles and public controversies, serves as a complex case study. While he espoused the path